Okay, so for this first video, I want to do a faraway shot just to kind of show you some of the movement as a whole. This is my second video of this build of the prop. As I've done on all my videos, I've tried to, or my props I build, I've tried to come up with multiple movements based on just one motor. And as I said in my first video, the original idea was to try to get this to open. And I think it's all going to start coming together and working. So the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to try to build a prop all out of PVC. Most of my other props have been kind of a combination of PVC and plywood, and this is lighter, and I just thought it'd be kind of a challenge. So from far away, I just wanted to show you the movement, and then I'll do some close-ups to show you how it broke down. But the cool thing is it actually works. So the motor's going to be tied to these two crossbars. It's going to run off this here, and it's going to push, make it lean forward, and as it leans forward, the head's going to open up, and then it'll go back, and the head will close. And it's actually a really nice movement. And so there's a stand that this will go on. It'll be about 7.5 feet tall, 7 feet tall, maybe something like that. I've got to come up with a skull for the inside, but the cool thing is, and there's going to be arms that come off to the head, and those will move too, along with the head opens and closes. But it looks like it's actually going to work pretty smoothly, and I'm going to shut it off from here and then do some close-ups and show you some of how I set it up. Okay, so for these close-ups, what I wanted to show you is a little bit more of the components of the design. And so then what I start with is basically this is a kind of a reversed hangman prop, where you'll see up here like those are 1-inch couplings there. And then there's 3/4 inch pipe that runs through it, and it would be like on the hangman, these verticals would actually be facing down. Those would be the legs. So I just did the opposite, and it's I mean, multiple people have done that design before, and what it does is it gives you a really nice movement. You can see that it just moves really well. I put a vertical support in there because that's where the head and the top's going to be, and actually, like I said, I'm going to run the motor from the back side. I'll come around here, and so the motor will be in through here, and then it will run forward, and that will push that shaft out, or the vertical out, and that's what makes it move back and forth. And as you can see, these are like I said, those are the 1-inch pipes with the 3/4 through it. It actually moves really smooth. Again, this has been a design that multiple people have used before for the hangman prop. So then up here, this is quite a little contraption I had to do. So what I found first off was this. So what I found first off was the plastic pumpkin kind of sloughed off a little bit once I cut it in half. And so what I did was I bought some aluminum bar, and then I bent it underneath, and it goes under here. So I made some L brackets with it. And then what's nice about the aluminum is it's bendable enough that I can actually adjust it and get the bottom of this. As you can see, it's nice and plumb, and it's flush when it closes and stuff. And I can adjust that just with these brackets underneath here that I built with the aluminum. And then what you can see here is there's just 2 sets of hinges that I just screwed into the pumpkin itself. These L brackets I tied into the hinges, and then the hinges are just running off some 3/4 inch pipe. And that goes down into here, because what I had to do is I had to make 2 separate systems, so the front piece is the one that moves. And then the way I came up with it, this is what's fun about building these things, is you're just coming up with designs yourself, is out of the 1-inch pipe, you can see I just ran it up here, and then I just tied in these little angle brackets to both sides. And so when I'll back up here, when it moves, those angle brackets pull and then they close. And then on this side you can see the same thing. Ankle brackets right there, and as it moves forward it just pulls it back, and then I had to put an angle bracket right here, and it pivots. So because as you can see it kind of pivots around, and I had to make it loose, so I just put all these connections have lock nuts on them, and I made them loose so that they can kind of give a little bit, because as you can see it kind of moves up and down a little bit as it opens and closes. And like I said, then the motor will go across these crossbars. They'll push off that vertical shaft, and you can see that it actually, as I get back here, it actually works really, really well. I know my videos aren't that great. I'll get back here a little bit more so you can see it. And so this one here is just the beginning. This will be the second one of it. I'm probably going to do 2 more once I've start getting the skull in there and actually get the motor attached, and so it's actually moving by the motor. I'll post that one here, but like I said, right now what's great is that I've got 2 separate movements. It's going to lean forward, the head's going to open up, the arms are going to be attached to the head, and they're going to move with the head, and all that will be running off just one motor. So I'm going to post this so you guys can see the latest version.